One guy who knows the horrors and suffering and ordeals that Christmas means and is. He knows it through his work. He's been gone for a while, but all you oldie goldies know him and his job, I think, also. We're so happy to have him back here. It's Armin, the shop girl, Rosenberg!
Hey, hello. Thank you. Thank you. Wow, what a nice crowd. Okay. I am supposed to tell you a fun holiday story tonight. Now, the problem with me and fun holiday stories is I don't have any. I don't travel much. Of course, I could just make something up, but I don't want to invent things tonight. I don't want to make anything up. Everything I will be telling you tonight is the truth. I am presenting facts here, and facts are no joke. But maybe there's a bigger problem. The bigger problem is that I cannot talk about holidays without talking about my job. And thanks to Denise's introduction, you already know that I work in a shop. It's the kind of job that comes with a name tag, but not with a seat. Which is fine, actually, like standing around or walking around the entire day, a bit like I'm doing today, is much better for my health than just sitting around. At least that's what they told me when they took away the seat. More exactly, I am a full-time retail assistant. That just means Verkäufer, but it sounds like more responsibility. I am a full-time retail assistant for a chain bookstore in Shopping City Süd. Well, no need to cheer that. But for legal and other good reasons, I should probably not name the specific store again, but it's Thalia. Do you know what's a holiday when you work in Shopping City Süd? It's going outside for a cigarette break. I suppose most of you who live in Vienna or nearby will have made the mistake of visiting Shopping City Süd at least once at some point, so you will know the place is gigantic, it's huge. Imagine an average customer who has finished their shopping and just wants to leave Shopping City Süd. Exhausted, penniless, practically dead inside. That average customer needs 10 minutes just to reach an exit. That is not a number I have just made up out of thin air. That number is the result of a scientific study conducted by mobility experts that I have made up. 10 minutes to reach the exit. Now imagine what that means if you work there and smoke 40 cigarettes a day. Every 10 days or so, I need to take an entire vacation day just to compensate for the cigarette breaks. So no, I don't travel much. When am I supposed to? And now here's something you might not know about Shopping City Süd. It's not even called Shopping City Süd anymore. At some point last year, it has been officially renamed Westfield Shopping City Süd. Yeah, they put up big signs over all the entrances, red letters, the ugliest typeface with the name Westfield. Now, for a long time, there was simply no information about this, no explanation, at least not to us regular minions on the sales floors of WSCS. So I did some research. And by research, I mean I typed the word into Google. And it turns out Westfield is simply the name of a company, an Australian company, that manages and that specializes in managing and operating shopping malls. That's all they do. Now, then just a few weeks ago, my boss at Thalia, she called us in for a meeting early in the morning just to tell us that we need to change the way we answer the telephones, like the wording. So you have to know the fact that we have ringing telephones standing around in the shop in the year 2022. That in itself tends to be confusing and sometimes scary, especially to our Generation Z colleagues. I always sort of have to break it gently to the 16-year-old trainees. that we have a certain customer base who still insists on making actual telephone calls with their voices. And more so, they expect these telephone calls to be answered by a human person. I do not have many ambitions in life, but a human person, that is something I've always wanted to become. And so I answered the telephone. Now, I used to always say, Thalia Shopping City Süd, Armin Rosenberg, guten Tag. And now I'm supposed to say, Thalia Westfield Shopping City Süd, Armin Rosenberg, guten Tag. And you can imagine in that meeting with my boss, we were all just like, what? I mean, why? We don't work for Westfield. No one knows what Westfield is. No one cares. Is Thalia even still Thalia anymore? Who owns our phone lines? And it was confusing. And our boss was just like, no, we're still Thalia. But us saying the name Westfield on the phone is very important to Westfield. Okay, as for answering the phone right now, I know it is childish, it is unprofessional, but I just cannot bring myself to say the name Westfield, to say the whole thing. I've tried a few times, it just comes out like, Thalia Westfield Shopping shit. Let's just say it does not roll off my tongue. And so the solution I found for this problem is that I have simply stopped answering the phone at all. So the phones are ringing, I let it ring. On purpose, the trainee lets it ring because he's terrified. So next time you hear maybe a parent or a grandparent complain, du, ich wollte ein Buch bestellen, beim Thalia war ich 20 Minuten in der Warteschleife. You will know that this person has most likely tried to call the specific Thalia store that I work in. And you can tell them Westfield is to blame. But back to the facts. I mean, of course, I know the whole thing is about marketing or branding and all that crap, but people are never going to go shopping to Westfield rather than to SCS. Especially not because Westfield, SCS is not the only shopping mall in or around Vienna. They have renamed. Donauzentrum is by now already called Westfield Donauzentrum. It's a fact, you can look it up. I've heard rumors that other districts are going to get their own little Westfields. And I believe it's only a matter of time until we hear from Westfield Lugner City. I'm so sorry that I think I really do need a holiday. But before I go for one of my 25-minute cigarette breaks that I'm used to, I would like to quickly talk about something else with you. I would like to make, let's call it an educated guess about you, about this beautiful audience tonight. I believe you, or most of you, are people who do not have a lot of patience for conspiracy theories. Am I right? No. I think, yes, you do want to hear them? Okay, so I still have a few minutes. Let me just get back quickly for a minute to the subject of Westfield. Why are they so desperate for us to speak their name? This whole thing, it cannot just be about shopping malls, right? That makes no sense. We already know that Westfield, as a company, they are working their way from the outskirts of the city towards the inner city of Vienna. And I believe that the shopping malls are really just the first step. Who knows what other well-known companies or institutions or places they have already taken over and will soon force us to call them Westfield? Well, I don't know if this is a fact. I don't have proof. I am only asking questions here. But what is the next level? Infrastructure? I would not be surprised if they have already made a deal with Bürgermeister Ludwig and with the ÖBB to rename our train stations. Indulge me on this, because you will notice that the name Westfield Bahnhof Wien Nord also has two different compass directions in it, like my workplace, Westfield Shopping City Süd. I mean, this is like, are they trying to confuse our sense of direction? I think in this case I will beat them with their own weapons. I will only take trains going from Westfield Westbahnhof. So I mean, once we are confused enough, they could just take over and rename anything, like famous cultural sites, tourist sites, museums, maybe even a political party or two. And so I'm asking the question, are we already ruled by Westfield ÖVP? Clearly ÖVP is basically a shopping mall anyway, so I would say, if the shoe fits, I believe they should wear it, right? No, so I believe maybe this has gone far enough. I might have already said too much. I might have asked too many questions. But you know, it's fine. Maybe after tonight I'll get lucky and they just fire me. Because then I could finally go on a real holiday. It's just that, will I be able to afford it after having spent so much money on cigarettes? As always, and in fact, that is the only question. Thank you. Thank you for listening.
Armin Rosenberg!